We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.
My brother, he passed away 3 years ago. Sometimes I feel guilty because I wasn't here. So I don't know if he needed me, if he struggled. Oh, I miss him a great deal.
That was our guest, Kim, who is still suffering from the death of her brother.
This is kind of hard, you know, looking at him because we're so much alike. And I miss him every day. In another few more weeks, it'll be his anniversary of his death. And it's still something, you know, it's kind of hard for me. You know, for me, because we talked every day, and he called me like, I don't know how many times a day. And I used to say, oh, he's getting on my nerves, you know. But I wish I could have that back.
Mm-hmm. And I think your tears are telling us a story right here about the pain that you've been through and what you've been trying to overcome. Because I've looked at your backstory. You know, we talked to you and the producers, and you've overcome some unthinkable situations going all the way back to when you were a kid. So I don't want to minimize the impact of your initial imprint and how that's impacted you today, because depression is not something that we can just play with and overcome and think that we can talk ourselves out of it. Trying to explain depression to a non-depressed person is kind of like trying to give a fish a bath. It's like, what's the point? Because I've run into that so many times. People don't get it. They just, has anybody ever told you just snap out of it?
Just get up. Just let's get moving.
You know, tie rope and just hang on. I hate cliches.
And what I want to say to them at that point is just snap out of your ignorance.
Right.
Because this is not something you can just snap out of. This is a physical illness. You've got a chemical imbalance. And a lot of times there's a lot of shame because you think you're making a decision to feel the way you feel. It's like you're riding a bike without a chain on it. You know, you're just exhausted all the time but never really going anywhere. Does that fit?
And then also, my other question that I have is, for these last 4 months, I just sleep so much. And I don't understand, you know, when you're depressed, what causes that? Or what makes you just, you know, just want to just basically kind of like for me, sleep my life away. You know, if I go to sleep, I don't have to deal. I don't have to feel the pain, you know, that I'm feeling.
Well, you mentioned earlier, and that's why I asked you the question about when was the first time that you can remember being depressed, because there's a difference between depression and chronic depression, which is what we call dysthymia. Dysthymia is a form of depression that lasts more than 2 years. And so what happens is it is a cycle of ups and downs, of highs and lows. And I think that sometimes you probably hide behind your act, the comedic act. You know, it's the looking for the applause. It's the looking for some source of energy that you can tap into because you're so depressed that you can't find your own. And so what I want you to understand is that the time to get real is now. The time to look at the issues of what is exactly going on in my life that I have not resolved these issues at 14 or 15, that here they still are, and how is it impacting the rest of my life? So definitely follow up with a provider to be able to talk about medication, at least as a temporary option. And with the food, one of the things that I really want you to make sure of is that food does not become your other drug. It doesn't become the other medication, because you will develop an unhealthy relationship with food. So in the meantime, if that's what you're using to feel better, make sure it's those fresh fruits and vegetables. Make sure it's those low-calorie options, things that you probably would say, I don't want to eat too many of these doggone carrots, so I'm not doing too many of these today. Okay? Absolutely.
Kim, one of the things we know that will help you in the short term is to really get you just moving. That's something that's really overlooked in the healing process from mental health and depression. Tom mentioned it earlier. We want to get you to climb that hill behind you.
At least a little bit.
I know that the biggest part is not you getting help and getting moving, it's asking for it. So we've decided to eliminate that step for you today. And so we've brought somebody here that's got something pretty special for you. So to help Kim on her journey, we want to introduce Alan Cox.
Kim, we want to help you out, Brittany and Brianna, and offer you a 1-year free membership to Monster Fitness, where we have boxing. I've got TRX classes. I have 82 classes, including Zumba, all kinds of different things where you can get in there and get interactive with people, positive energy, get in great shape, but have a lot of fun.
Wow, I think I might need to come and do some of that with you.
Right.
Kim, is this something you're willing to
Yes, and I appreciate, your help that you guys are giving me. Anything that's to help me, to just do and be better. So
That's
I'm
what's
really
most
grateful
important.
for it.
That's what's most important. We want you to be better. We want you to be better. We also want Kim to meet Lanye London. Lanye specializes in providing emotional health counseling in the church community, and she's here to help you starting today. So, Lanye, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Kim, my name is Lanye London. I'm an associate clinical social worker, which is blah, blah, blah for mental health therapist. Okay. I'd like to offer you 10 free sessions at our ministry to help you get through that portion of your life.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Alan and Lanye, thank you so much for your help.
Truly, thank you.
Kim, thank you so much for being here. And Tom, amazing. Thank you for
Great to
sharing.
be here. Thank you. Yeah, it was
We're really
fun.
happy to have you.
We want to show you a selfie video submitted by our next guest. She wants to know what to do about her relationship with her boyfriend because she's developed some feelings for somebody else, and it's caught her a little off guard. Take a look.
Hi Spirit, I'm Rihanna. I have a boyfriend and I'm bisexual, but lately I've been more attracted to women, and I've only had sexual relationships with women, never anything emotional, but this time it seems to feel different. So what should I do?
Well, we've asked Rihanna to join us here today in the studio, and we'll answer that question right after this. Coming up, are you cheating on him already? We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.